we're giving the hospital a monthly donation to care for all the children at the blind school at no expense to the blind school, and they're happy and healthy and thriving. It's wonderful to see.
Hi, I'm Pam Flannery, and welcome to a brand new podcast, Moving Mountains, celebrating wins that different churches and the church as a whole have experienced, particularly over this past year. In this podcast, I get the amazing opportunity to talk with pastors from all over the country, from many different denominations and backgrounds, and I look forward to listening along with you as they share with us how they overcame challenges during these uncertain times. Each month, you'll hear stories that inspire you and your leaders, prompting fresh ideas for your ministry. Welcome to Moving Mountains.
Hi, my name is Pam Flannery, and I lead our customer communities at Pushpay and Church Community Builder. Today, I have the honor to introduce you to Hailey Roberts with Veritas Foundation. Hailey, welcome. We are so excited to have you today.
Hi, Pam. Thank you so much. This is an honor to me for being here on the call with you.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and your ministry.
Yeah, so I come from a national security background. I worked in security for Seattle and part of the country, and it was a very dark field. I had a very difficult time seeing God's grace and His mercy in that field. And so I switched career paths and joined Veritas Forensic Accounting and Economics about 3 years ago. And one day, my boss came up to me and he said that he wanted to start a charity. And I said, okay, I have no idea how to do that, but I'm going to ask the Lord for help and go for it. The Lord provided me with a few very wonderful people who knew exactly what needed to be done to start the charity organization. And we founded the Veritas Foundation in late 2019. This has been an immense blessing to me because God brought me out of the darkness into the light of the Veritas Foundation. We've been blessing so many people, and I just see God's joy and His mercy and grace in the lives of all the children that we help and the staff that we help. It's just a blessing to be involved with the foundation. The Veritas Foundation we're primarily focused on supporting children at a blind school in Sierra Leone, West Africa. This has been a blessing to help all them. We've been providing meals and food and shelter and clothing for them and helping them with their education as well. It's been quite a gift to be involved with them.
When you told me that you had the school in Sierra Leone, right away I went to, we all know the history there. We all know the issues that they have faced in the diamond industry and just so many other challenges. So I was like, wow, you're in an area, it's funny that you say you went from a dark area into light. And yet most people would say Sierra Leone is so dark. Tell our listeners why Sierra Leone. Why did you choose that area? What doors did the Lord open? And what are some of those challenges you faced? And how did the blind school come about? I'd love to hear all of that.
Yes. Well, Sierra Leone has a history of much darkness, as you said, Pam. There has been conflict since the 1980s over the trade in illicit gems. Sierra Leone has many natural resources such as diamonds and gold and aluminum. And this trade in illicit gems funded the conflicts, and it perpetuated a civil war from 1991 to 2002. And about 50,000 people died in this civil war. And Sierra Leone has had a difficult time trying to recover from this. The Lord definitely brought us to help people in Sierra Leone. Doing some research with the World Bank, apparently most of the world is getting better. People are coming out of poverty in most of the world. But in sub-Saharan Africa, which is mid to lower Africa, Sierra Leone is in mid-Africa, poverty is actually increasing. The World Bank says by 2030, forecasts indicate 9 of 10 of the extreme poor will live in sub-Saharan Africa. So the Lord definitely caused us to go in and shine a light in that field. And we're hoping that we do make an impact specifically with this blind school. And the blind school is a wonderful story about why the Lord brought us to the blind school specifically. One of the men that helped me found the foundation back in 2019, he had lived in Sierra Leone for about a year and a half total. He was helping a child rescue center while he was in Sierra Leone there for a while before we started the foundation. And he developed a friendship with Mohammed Kunta, who's actually an evangelical Christian, even though about 70% of people in Sierra Leone are Muslims, 30% are Christians. So Mohammed happened to be one of the Christians there in Sierra Leone. And Ken, who's now on the board of the foundation, while he lived in Sierra Leone, he developed a strong friendship with Mohammed, and he saw the need to serve the blind school. Mohammed, as the director of the blind school, he did everything that he could to provide for the children. He even took money out of his own salary, his own pay, to help the children and feed them and provide for them, but it wasn't quite enough yet. The children were falling asleep in class, and they had very poor nutrition, no health care, nothing whatsoever. And so the foundation really wanted to help these children specifically. Thankfully, we got a bunch of donors to provide food on a regular basis for the children. And when Ken went over to visit Sierra Leone in October, one of the teachers at the blind school came up to Ken and said, "Thank you so much for providing meals, something as simple as food, 3 times a day for the children." She said the children are so excited to learn. They're bouncing up and down. They're awake. They're staying awake and alert the whole class throughout the whole day. And it's just been quite a blessing to see how excited all the teachers are and the children, seeing lots of videos about the children being so excited. They never had ice cream before October. So when Ken was back there, he brought them all ice cream. Thankfully, the Lord had the ice cream not melt from the time that he brought it from the market to the school. And all the children, all 48 children, got to have ice cream for the first time. They were so excited. It was quite a blessing. Yeah.
Are all of the children there orphans, or are they brought there during the day and then they leave in the evenings?
Yeah, so most of the children are orphans at the school, and these children attend school in the community. So some of the older children who are orphans try to walk through the streets blind to get to their other school. And our Ken, our project manager, is going to try to purchase a bus for them so that they can be safe when they try to go to the other schools in the community, to keep them protected and safe so that they aren't going to, hit anything because they're blind. And then the other children live there throughout the school year, and then they go home during Christmas or summer. So, we have to provide meals for all of them on a daily basis. Yeah, so that's been interesting. We also saw the need to provide health care for them. Many of the children catch malaria as often as children in the U.S. get a common cold. And the Lord provided a beautiful hospital who's willing to help. And we're giving the hospital a monthly donation to care for all the children at the blind school at no expense to the blind school. And they're happy and healthy and thriving. It's wonderful to see.
Wow. Share with us, what was your biggest challenge starting this new ministry? Or maybe it came after. I know that sometimes, the biggest struggles are in the beginning, and other times it can happen midway through. So what was one of your biggest challenges, and where did you see the faithfulness of God?
I'd say one of our biggest challenges was how do we help the children learn about God while still caring for them and providing for them? Because we initially came in and they're sick. The children are sick and not healthy and not learning, not having a good education just because they couldn't stay awake. And so we initially said, okay, we're going to do everything we can to get the children healthy. And then, hopefully they'd be more receptive to learning about God. Because like I said, most of the people in Sierra Leone are Muslim. So the Lord brought about a wonderful thing. Ken, during his year-long mission in Sierra Leone, developed a relationship with Kimo and Aminata. They are two siblings who were orphans that resided at the Child Rescue Center that Ken helped out with. And during Ken's mission there in Sierra Leone, he saw Kimo and Aminata's faith, and he was blessed abundantly by their love and positive attitude. And over the years, he maintained a relationship with them, and they brought him to their village church in Bo, the city of Bo, which is where the blind school is. And Ken met their pastor, Pastor Peter. And so this relationship with Pastor Peter and Kimo and Aminata was just getting better and better. And then in October, Ken felt like he'd be able to ask Pastor Peter and Kimo and Aminata if they had an interest in potentially leading a Bible study for the children at the blind school. And all three of them were so excited and started the Bible study that weekend. And then a few weeks into the Bible study, they asked if they could have 2 Bible studies per week for the children. And so the children started going to the Bible study. And then Ken also brought back a Braille Bible. Now, a Braille Bible is not like something you see in, the Book of Eli. It's a very small book in that movie. Yeah. A Braille Bible actually encompasses 20 volumes. So it's massive.
Wow.
It's like 20 of those big books in that movie. And so Ken was able to bring back 4 volumes, and the children were reading that Bible together with Kimo and Aminata and Pastor Peter. And as a result of these continued Bible studies, 20 children asked to be baptized this Easter. So we were so excited about that. It's been a wonderful mountain that, God has helped us overcome, and we're just going to keep climbing that mountain, and hopefully all the children will be baptized. Maybe this year even. Who knows? God can work a miracle.
Yes. So, Hailey, what would you tell pastors and leaders that, or maybe they're not even in ministry, but they have this desire to make an impact? What advice would you give them?
Well, I would say definitely listen from the Lord and never doubt that He's working behind the scenes. We've experienced many times where we've just been praying and we have no idea where to start with some of these projects here to help the children. And God answers our prayers in ways that we never even expected. So have that Christ-centered focus and just walk through the open doors that He provides for you, and know that He's with you every step of the way, and He's working, and his works are abundantly more wonderful than anything we could ever come up with.
So true.
Yeah.
And when you think about, that God loves these children, He loves all of us. There's just a special place, I'm sure, in God's heart for these, the widows and the orphans. We're told to take care of the widows and the orphans. So thank you for what you're doing. We appreciate you. I feel very honored, and I know I speak for Pushpay. We all feel very honored that we're able to, be a part of this ministry with you in a very, very small way.
Yeah, we're very thankful for Pushpay and church community platform too. I mean, God brought Pushpay to us. 90% of our donations are from Pushpay, and it's a very easy and simple way to organize all our donations. And I mean, again, it's another thing that God does that we never would have expected to happen. And he blesses us abundantly in ways that we couldn't imagine. And we're just very thankful for you guys and all the work that you've been doing. It's a blessing to the Veritas Foundation.